Okay, so today we're going to talk about exploded CAD or assembly models. What you should get from this is what are exploded views, what are assembly models, and how do we make them. So, as we're going through this PowerPoint, I want you guys to take notes on things that maybe you didn't already know, because at the end of this PowerPoint, you will need to, you will have a quiz. So, exploded views, we've done them before. We did them with your cube drawing. Here we have them. They're named pictorial assemblies, exploded view, exploded assembly, exploded pictorial, exploded assembly presentation. So there are all kinds of names for them aside from exploded view and assembly models. They're used in repair manuals, owner manuals, sales promotions, customer self-assembly, maintenance procedures. I've used a couple of them to put your cubes together to see how they fit together. So it's just really how these pieces fit together. Okay, so you have a couple of buttons in an assembly or a presentation file, and I'm getting ready to go over a presentation file in just a minute. Specifies directions or axis of rotation of the tweak. We have our directions here. You click the direction button, then select an edge, face, or feature of any component in the graphics window to set a direction tie rod for the tweak. You have the components button, which selects the components to tweak. Click the components button, then select the components in the graphics window or browser. To remove a component from the group, press and hold the control key as you select. And then to set origin for trails, click the trail origin button, then click in the graphics window to set the origin button. If the trail origin is not specified, then it is placed at the center of the mass for the part. Display trails. Set displays trails. So those lines that we created when we were doing our puzzle cubes that were left in the exploded view, those were trails. And you can either make them visible or you cannot make them visible. So select box to display the tweak trails for selected components. Clear the checkbox to hide the trails or turn the trail visibility on or off by right-clicking on the tweak in the browser. You can either have linear transformations and you can either have rotational transformations. I'll talk to you guys more about that. That has more to do with degrees of freedom. And we need to talk about that. We ran out of time yesterday. Linear transformations, set type of tweak to linear. So if you want it to be linear, you can move it outward on the X, Y, or Z plane. Click to select linear, select the axis, enter the distance, and click the apply button. So it can either be linear, so back and forth on any of those axes, or it can be rotational. And this, you can set the tweak here to rotational. Click rotational, select rotation axis, enter degrees of rotation, and click apply button. So you can either have it spin around on these X, Y, or Z axes. Direction of transformation. Specify the direction for a linear tweak for the axis or the axis for a rotational tweak. Select desired coordinate, then enter distance or rotation angle. Create tweak. Creates a tweak using current settings in the dialog box. Click to apply settings and create the tweak. Initiates edit mode for existing tweaks. Click to initiate the edit. Select the tweak in the graphics window, then change the desired settings. Edit existing trail. Clears the settings in the dialog box so that you can set up another tweak. Procedure. Click View button, click Explore Directories button, click Assembly File to use, click OK. So, and then you'll come to, after you brought in your assembly, so we've done all this before, so this should just be review. Then you select whatever you want. Selected assembly will be placed in the graphics window on the isometric view. Select tweak components. So whatever you want to tweak or whatever you want to move out, you'll select. Select an edge or feature of the component in the graphics window to set the direction tie rod for a tweak. For rotational transformations, it may be best to establish the axes in the center of the part to be tweaked. To set a direction of the transformation, click on either the button in the dialog box or the desired axes of the tie rod. To set the direction of the transformations, click on either the button in the dialog box or the desired axes of the tie rod. Select the component of or groups of components in the graphics window or browser. To remove a component from the group, press and hold the Control button while selecting. Enter the desired distance of the tweak. Click in the green arrow to confirm tweak. If tweak is not desired size, then click Change Value and click an confirm arrow. Click Clear button and begin the process again by establishing a new axis. Okay, so a lot of that should have been review except for two things. And that's, we've never really specified what the trails were or what a tweak was. So, what I'm going to do is we are going to open up a new, we're going to create an exploded view drawing. So, to do that, we have to create a presentation video. So, we're going to go to New. We're going to go to the presentation, the IPN file. We're going to double click that or click Create. Go up here to the Create button. Click Create View. Find your assembly. And here it is right here. I'm going to bring my train in right here. And you are going to tweak components. So one thing with this train is you're going to have to click here, and you're going to have to click here, and you're going to have to click here, and make sure that all that is in blue, and then pull it out. I don't put in distances. I just put in, I just pull it out to the desired view that I want it. But you can put in like a distance. So I'll click OK. Now again, this blue line right here is our trail. So I can come up here and I'm going to, you want to make sure that when you're doing this, you clicked the what are they called? Peg, the little pegs that went into this part, and you want to pull those out. So I'm going to clear all this, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on this inside this again, and inside this, and I'm going to pull those two parts out. And I'm pull them out this way. I'm just going to do it, you know, hit the green check. We're good. Again, we've got a trail here. We can click to not display trails, and I'll show you how that works. Now, when I pull off the tires, I want to click these axle pegs and then the tires, and then pull them off. So I'm going to go on the z-axis, and then I'm just going to pull them off. And then hit OK. Then I want to pull off the axis pegs. Oh, now clear it. Now I'm going to come up here and hit components. Now if you don't clear it each time, then what happens is it has the same things that you had selected before still selected. And then I'll pull those out. And you guys should, get the gist by now, where you're doing the same thing that you did before with your your exploded view of your cube. You just do that until you get all the parts out into a nice exploded view. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. Two things that I want you to take away from this is, one, when we tweak a component, that is when we pull it out. This little thing right here is called a trail. We have to have a component. We have to have a direction in which it can go, and we have to have a trail origin. And if you don't select a trail origin, then it just automatically assumes that it's the center of this part. You can either do a linear, which is what we've been doing, pulling these apart, or you can do a rotational, where you spin it around one of the axes. You can either type in the distance that you want here, or you can move it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here.